I'm gonna I'm stepping out real quick. My cat needs to go out the door. She's going to be in here verbal.
Okay. I think we're up to 18 plus the EO members, Matt.
Great.
The turnip truck markets in Nashville. We currently have 3 stores now. We opened one in the middle of the pandemic as well.
Awesome. Matt Charette.
So I'm Matthew Charette. I am the chair of the Catalyst committee this year. I've been involved. This will be my 5th year involved with the program. I just absolutely love it. I have learned so much. It's been transformative to my life and my business. I own some bars and restaurants in East Nashville, and I've been an EO member for the past 5 years.
Karen Grove.
Hey guys, I'm Karen Grove and I'm part of the EO Nashville team. I've been working with them, I think coming up on 4 years, and love being part of the Catalyst program and glad you guys are here this morning to learn more about it. It's amazing.
All right, Michael Burcham.
Good morning, I'm Michael Burcham. I'll be your instructor in Catalyst. This is my 10th year to teach. Catalyst has been around 10 years. I've been the teacher since we began, and I look forward to meeting all of you and having you in the program.
Very good. Ashlyn?
Good morning. I'm Ashlyn Meneguzzi. I'm the founder and partner of Bristol Development Group. I think I've been in EO maybe 7 years now, around there. And I'm the co-chair of Catalyst this year. It's my first year to be involved. I'm very excited. I've been involved in mentorship and global student entrepreneurs through EO in the past couple of years. So looking forward to getting to know all of you in this program.
Perfect. Stacy?
Oh, good morning. My name is Stacy Lanier. I am the owner of a group psychotherapy practice in the Nippers Corner area. I also own a wellness co-working space in the same area.
Awesome. Richard Muscardelli?
Hello, I'm Richard Muscardelli. I've been in EO for about 5 years, I think. And my current gig we have is called 615 Real Property, and we have some industrial real estate that we manage. And I'm looking forward to learning about this because I want to take Catalyst this year. So
awesome. Okay, Luke.
Yeah, my name's Luke McElroy, and I am the owner of Orange Thread Live Events. Prior to the pandemic, we were one of the best dang corporate AV companies in town. Now we're the best dang virtual event company in town. So I'm here just to learn about Catalyst and what the program's like.
Awesome. Chris Vantrease.
Good morning, Chris Vantrease. I am owner of BJ's Clean Sweep. We do new construction final cleaning, and I'm here to learn about the program.
Very good. Michael Ward.
Good morning, I'm Michael Ward. I'm the owner of Landscape Innovations, and I've been serving the Nashville and Franklin area for about 25 years. I'm just happy to be here to learn more about the program.
Awesome. Beth Eaton.
Hey, morning, everyone. I'm calling you from Cleveland. So my business just turned 4 last week. I own a company called Race Ahead Promotions, and we help companies and organizations with branding and engagement. And the way we do that is with lots of swag. So custom apparel, branded products, trade show displays, all that fun stuff. A little tired this morning, just flew back from Nashville last night. We bought a house in Franklin yesterday. So moving to Nashville, very excited. And I'm in EO accelerators here in Cleveland. So I'm looking at Catalyst as a way to continue to learn and also hopefully make some good connections.
This will be perfect for you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Elam.
Yes, hi, I'm Elam Freeman, owner of OHAS Partners. We are a commercial real estate advisory firm, and I'm here to learn more about Catalyst.
Awesome. Blake Johnson.
Hey everyone, I'm the owner of a company called Outbound View. We focus on lead generation and also sales consulting, and we're out in the Franklin area. So excited to learn more about Catalyst.
Awesome. Okay, Mark Gallup.
Mark Galoop, no
Galoop,
problem.
sorry.
Yeah, not a problem. It's Spanish. I am the founder and executive production supervisor of Real Audiobooks. We're an audiobook production firm specializing in all facets, but especially post-production and quality control. I'm also a software developer for my own purposes and for some related clients in Nashville.
Very good. Okay, Matt. Let's see. Is it Matt Jenkins?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm Matt Jenkins. I'm a residential builder, getting into commercial, but we build mainly custom homes, some spec homes. Started about 4 years ago, so I'm just excited to be here and learn.
Very good. Leighton Bush.
I'm Leighton Bush with Bush Insurance and Financial Services. I attended Catalyst years ago and moderated a forum a year or two after that. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to see what I can do to help.
Awesome. Nancy.
I'm Nancy Stabell. I own a boutique corporate and transactional law firm here in town, and we are going through a lot of growth. And I am interested in Catalyst and a place to find some support as I'm trying to scale. So excited to be here and learn about Catalyst.
Very good. Blair.
Hi, I am the owner of Brooklyn Basement Records, which is an independent record label, but also more recently we've been doing music marketing for DIY artists, and we're currently building out a platform specifically for DIY artists that don't want to be tied to a label, which is a little counterintuitive for us, but here to learn about Catalyst and what the community is about.
Very good. Okay, Moncherie.
Hello, everyone. This is Moncherie Holmes Jones. I'm the owner and chief brand curator at Mojo Marketing and PR at 10th and Jefferson.
Awesome. And then I believe we have Bert. Bert, are you there?
Yeah, I was having trouble getting unmuted. Good morning. I'm Bert Lyles. I have a business running franchises for home stagers across the country, and then a little mom and pop portfolio of real estate investments.
Perfect.
And I'm just curious to get a fresh look at Catalyst.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate it. I will kind of get us kicked off, and I'll share my screen in just a minute, and then Matt and Michael will cover some things, and just at the end we really want to open it up for Q&A, and happy to answer any questions you guys have. So let's make this conversation, and I'm going to share my screen really quick. One sec. Okay. All right, so I just want to start, I guess if you're not talking, go ahead and make sure you're muted, just so everybody can hear, okay? And I want to start by just kind of explaining what EO is, and then we'll spend a lot of time on what Catalyst is. So at its core, EO really is just a collection of like-minded entrepreneurs who are, all focused on growth and development and community engagement. We really need people who want to learn and grow. The vision is to build the world's most influential community of entrepreneurs. And to be a member of EO, you have to be the founder, co-founder, or controlling shareholder of a business with at least $1 million in annual revenue. You have to go through a process and be approved by the board of directors. And to join EO, there's a fee of $4,570 with a one-time initiation fee as well. If everybody will just mute if you're not talking, that would be awesome. Thank you. So there are 198 chapters in 61 countries for EO. There are over 13,000 members, and it was founded in '87. The Nashville chapter was founded in 1994. And at the moment, we have 249 members here in Nashville, which makes us the largest US chapter and the third largest in the world. So it's Tokyo, and then Mumbai, and then Nashville, which we think is pretty cool. And our median size of businesses is about 2 million. Number of employees is about 10, and the average age is 46. So we have 2 Catalyst chairs, Matt Charette, who you all met, and Ashlyn Hines-Meneguzzi. So Matt's going to take us through and kind of explain what Catalyst is, and I'll turn it over to you, Matt.
Thank you, Samira. First, I just want to say congratulations to everyone for being here. We know that being an entrepreneur is a very lonely life for the most part. And we also know that the problems that you might be facing as an entrepreneur, even though they may not show up in your circle of friends who are not entrepreneurs, they show up in our circle of friends who are entrepreneurs. So we do understand what entrepreneurs are going through, and we want to be your support system. And someone mentioned making connections, and really the biggest part about it is Catalyst is just this community of entrepreneurs who are coming together to learn and help each other grow. So this program was created by EO members because we understand that the problems that small business owners face. And part of the goal of Catalyst is to help small businesses who are at the 250,000 range to scale and grow to over the 1 million range, because it's the $1 million mark that allows you to qualify for EO. It's broken up into a few sections. One is the classroom instruction. There's 13 classes, 12 with Michael. We also offer mentoring. Everyone who wants a mentor can sign up and be partnered with an EO mentor, who you'll meet with once a month or more often, depending on what your schedule, and a mentor that's just there to help you through your challenges and additionally be part of that support system. And it's an 18-month program. The program consists of not just the classroom section, but also what we call forums. And we'll get a little bit more into that coming up. So the reason that we created Catalyst is just because a lot of people wanted to be part of our EO ecosystem, but we're having a hard time growing over that $1 million mark. And like I said, it's just an opportunity because you as an entrepreneur, I imagine that you're pretty interested in participating and giving back to your community. Well, we are as well. And there's too many bright and ambitious business owners who are just struggling with problems that seem like they're out of their control. But with the right mentorship, the right guidance, the right tools, the right information, a lot of those problems can be overcome and make a significant impact in your business. And we also believe that no entrepreneur, no small business owner should have to go through this journey alone. And that's what this is a big part of the support system.
Catalyst has given me the tools I need to be able to take my business to the next level. It's reinvigorated my passion for my business.
My business has benefited immensely from the Catalyst program. Catalyst gives you the confidence to be able to go and pursue that burning desire to succeed.
It's helped me see inefficiencies on how I'm running things, as opposed to you being there all the time, muscling your way through every aspect of the business.
Catalyst has absolutely changed the way I look at and operate my business.
Engaging in the classes and the sessions with Catalyst really helped me to develop a plan, attract a team to build and scale my business.
The Catalyst program was created in partnership with EO and the Nashville Entrepreneur Center as a way to help younger companies who didn't yet qualify for EO have an opportunity to make a rapid advancement in a year. In order to do that, we help them deconstruct their business models, learn new ways to promote their products, and get their business really ready for prime time.
No matter where you are in your entrepreneur journey, there's always an opportunity to grow. There are common struggles, there are common issues with businesses, and we can all help each other with it.
Coming in contact with different people and networking with them, that's kept them to actually take my business to another level. Whenever you help other people learn something, you learn it as well.
Catalyst gives me that opportunity to
listen to what people are trying to do, share some of my own experiences and scar tissue of things I've learned the hard way, give them a shot at making their dream come true at a business.
You'd be very lonely as a CEO for a small business.
Being in a room full of other people that get it, being in a community with other people that just understand the challenges of owning a business really makes it a lot easier to keep doing the hard work and to keep working on my business.
That's the amazing part about the structure of Catalyst, because it's a community of entrepreneurs.
Most every entrepreneur that I know, I would say, is looking to grow their business. They're looking to have more balance in their lives, and they're looking to have fun in the process.
I've made great friendships, and when I first came into the program, I didn't think I belonged. It's like, I'm not supposed to be here. 6-8 months down the road, I've learned so much, and I just have more confidence in myself as a businesswoman.
Throughout the year, Catalyst is divided into 4 basic phases. Phase 1 is to assess your business as it sits today. Phase 2 is to think about the ingredients you need to grow. Phase 3 is how to scale. And phase 4 is really how to work on yourself as a leader so you're prepared to lead a growing company. By the end of the year, over half of our Catalyst members have doubled their business.
Catalyst helps you to pinpoint where it is that you can do better and then give you the courage to go and follow that through.
One of the greatest things outside of the Catalyst classroom that I experienced was the mentor program.
Getting to sit down one-on-one with someone who has built and sold a company or has been in the same industry that you're in.
I know that I can call on him at any time to say, can I just run something by you? Or what do you think about this?
There's other people that have been down that road, and Catalyst gives you the tools, no matter where you are in your journey, to be able to get to that next step.
Joining the Catalyst was one of the best investments of my time and my money. I believe I'm going to not only break the ceiling, I'm going to make another company now, and now I know how to start it the right way.
I think I've recommended like 10 people already for Catalyst. So anybody that's considering Catalyst, I say you have to do Catalyst.
It's the best investment you can make.
Whether you are just getting started in business or you're like me and you've owned a business for over a decade, the program is fantastic. It's going to give you the tools that you need to grow your business and to be successful.
One of the most important things you can possibly do for yourself, for your business, you must do Catalyst.
So the classes are traditionally held at the Entrepreneur Center. And if you're not familiar with the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, it's really a resource for entrepreneurs where they can connect with investors and mentors and other resources. They have a lot of great programs there as well. And we try to partner with them. Michael Burcham, who is our instructor, is actually the founder of, one of the founders of the Entrepreneur Center. Like I said, EO and Catalyst, we enjoy a great partnership with the Entrepreneur Center, and I encourage you to look into their resources. So what are we offering with Catalyst? It's basically 12 classes with Michael Burcham, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Michael, and he can maybe explain a little bit more of how the classes work.
Good. Everybody here okay? Great. Good to be with you this morning and delighted to talk to you about this wonderful program. The content of Catalyst has come together over 3 or 4 different life experiences of mine. First is I've been teaching at Vanderbilt in the graduate business school now for nearly 20 years. I teach launching new ventures, and we work on many new concepts and new business models that are coming into the market that I love to share in this class. The second source of data is that I have scaled and sold 4 of my own companies, and not everything went perfectly, so I have plenty of scar tissue and lessons learned that I'd like to share with you so that hopefully you don't get that same scar tissue, but you earn your own scar tissue that's different than mine just by learning from my mistakes. And then the third area is I invest in young companies and now in private equity and growing companies that are scaling. And I think there's a fine art to launching and growing and scaling that takes different sets of skills as an individual moves their business through its various phases. So I've organized the class materials in that way. I've struggled to see what's an alternative word to classroom because it's really a discussion room. But we will take this in a sequence. In the first couple of sessions, you'll have to grow some really thick skin because I'm going to ask you to critically evaluate what you have as a company, what's working and what's not. If you could do it over again, what would you change and why are you still doing what you're doing? Sometimes it's because you're scared that if you don't, the whole thing might fall apart. But the objective is to understand what you have today as an asset that you call your company and what kind of foundation it has to build on, because some companies need a little rework to be able to build. The second phase is going through the various tools that allow a company to grow. I'm sure you've heard the analogy that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and your company is only as strong as its weakest functional area. So looking at where are the scale limits in your business is really important because even a small area that's not well put together can destroy the ability to grow something because it impacts customer experience or it may impact inventory or cash flow. So we look at all the different areas of a business and understand what are the limiting factors that are keeping you from growing today. And we never leave the class without me giving you some examples and models of what you could try that would fix that. And we typically meet every 2 weeks to give you a window of time to try some of those things, bring back to a group what you learned from that, what you didn't. Each of you will go try a slightly different collection of things, and then we do shared learning when we come back so everybody benefits from what they tried. That really is the second phase, and it takes us to about the halfway point. At the third phase, we really start working on how you're going to scale and grow. And various people in the room will have different objectives. We're going to have folks in the room who are relatively young in their journey. And as you saw in the video, we'll have folks who are 10 to 20 years into their company that already have several millions of dollars of revenue or cash flow. It really doesn't matter because we're all going to scale the same way. So we'll learn examples from everyone about how scale is going to work, and I will share with you what's worked for me in scaling a business. The final phase of the class is helping you prepare to lead and to scale yourself, because I will tell you, spending the last 8 years in private equity, our biggest challenge is the company outgrows the leader. And so the company has to either shrink back to the leader's skill or the leader has to bring in somebody else to help lead it because they simply don't have the professional skills to lead a company at the size it has become. That's a wonderful problem to get to, but when you get there, there's a whole lot of soul searching you got to do because you spent your life building this, and how you're going to share some authority and leadership with somebody that maybe isn't you. But all of those things take you through a journey that begins in August and will end in late February to give you an opportunity to really understand what is it going to take to get from here to wherever it is you want your business to grow. And my biggest challenge to you is if you don't know where you want to go, wait another time to take Catalyst. If you have a sense of where you want to go and how you might want to grow, this is a great program for you because we'll give you all the tools to do it. But just as the story from Alice in Wonderland, if you have no idea where you want to go, any road will get you there. And this is not just any road, this is a growth road. So make sure you want to grow. And if you do, we'd love to help you do that. At every session, there's going to be a giant collection of handouts. Those are refreshed every year based on the latest research and data. So every class is unique, and there isn't anything repeated year to year because the market changes. As you all know, we're in the middle of a crazy pandemic right now. It would be insane for me not to bring really meaningful data to the room about market trends, new consumer behaviors in this situation, how long this may impact us, what are the challenges associated with supply chains and pricing and customer engagement and so on in this area. So we've been pulling the latest data of all of that to infuse that into the materials as well. So you have latest and greatest thinking, even during this kind of situation, of how best to deal with those issues as they arise in your business and to grow them. The way each class is set up is for the first hour to 15 or so, I'm going to be sharing with you a concept and some tools that have worked really well for me to address that kind of problem in a company. Then you'll be at a table or in a breakout group with like-minded people who are similar to you in some fashion, and you'll have 30 or 40 minutes to have a discussion about how to use that tool in your business, and Matt and I will circulate through, make sure everybody's getting it right, because we want you to actually try the tool while you're with us. So if it falls apart on you, you didn't quite get it, you can come back and understand exactly. Then we all come back together for about an hour, and we'll look at what are some of the things people accomplished, where they got hung up, how they should have done some things versus how they did, so that by the time you leave the classroom, you're completely prepared to try some of these things at your company. My objective every time is when you leave that room, you have 2 to 3 things you can immediately go to improve your business that week, and it's up to you to actually go do them. But you'll leave with real meaningful tools that you can use that minute on your business. And then you'll bring learnings back to that the next time, and we'll rinse and repeat. And every class builds on the one before. So we start at a level of how you evaluate your business, and every week builds and builds and builds until we get to the end, and we're thinking about longer term needs, managing money for growth, and managing yourself to get there. So that's structure of the class. I'm going to pause a minute and see if there are any general questions for me about that. I gather no. Samir, why don't we advance the slide and I'll tell them about it. I really believe in this Ben Franklin quote. This is not about teaching as much as it's involving and engaging. And that's why we try to keep this class to a smaller size and have it deep interaction with one another and with us as your instructors, so that you get the chance to be deeply immersed in how to do these things. There are a number of tools that really do help businesses grow. If you're lucky to be at a very large company, you get those tools completely at your disposal. If you're in a small company, unless you're really good at searching online and finding things and you've got the free time to do it, you're trying to do this by the seat of your pants every day and trying to make good decisions without really informed business tools. Our job is to bring a tool set to you that helps you scale at various levels so that you aren't out searching anymore. You're simply applying the tools to your class. Matt mentioned the ability to have a mentor. We have EO members who volunteer to mentor anyone in Catalyst, and you're paired according to your interest and expertise. And we set up guidelines and roles for each to do. Their job is to really ask you some challenging questions about your business and let you think through those so that you can apply the learnings of what we're covering in Catalyst at that point to your business. And most of those who are going to mentor you have been through Catalyst themselves, so they understand what you're trying to accomplish, and they'll set the question and the relationship accordingly. All right, I think I turned this back over to you, Matt, right?
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. God, just hearing you talk about it has got me so excited to get started again.
That's my best student. Every year is better because he just keeps doing it, you know?
It's amazing. Like Michael, covered a lot of things, and I do want to stress one thing about what makes Catalyst so different than other business courses or programs that you might take. Catalyst is about your business. It's not about Michael standing in front of the room talking about concepts that just appear in businesses. I guarantee you that we are going to collect information about your business, and Michael is going to go to your website. He's going to go and he's going to find out as much about your business as he can, and he's going to tailor the information to your business. So the tools that we use and what we're working on really is more about you're taking your business through Catalyst. You're not just learning a bunch of business information. It's actual practical application. It's kind of cool that it's done that way, but it's also really scary. And I remember the first time that Michael called on me in class and my heart started racing because he was asking me to share information that probably I wasn't proud of about my business, but we needed to work on. And I think that's one of the coolest but yet scariest parts about Catalyst, because it's you and your business going through the program to make significant improvements. And that's what makes it really different. And it's not just this conceptual theory information. We're taking these information and we're taking these tools and we're putting your particulars about your business into the tools so that you can make real improvements in your business. And I also want to stress that we talk a lot about growth and scale, because I think at some level we all want to at some point grow our businesses. But it doesn't escape me that most of us have what we might refer to more of a lifestyle kind of business, where we're operating our business, where we're just trying to support a certain kind of dream or life that we have for ourselves. But the tools that are used to either create a growth and scale business are the same to create a really good, enjoyable business and a lifestyle business. For me, Catalyst was my lifeline. I was struggling. I was deeply immersed in my business. And when I say in the video, I was muscling my way through my business, that's what I was doing. Anything that I wasn't good at, it was just me forcing it to happen instead of using real tools. And so we try to offer you a very confidential environment. What happens in the room stays in the room. We all make this agreement. That way we can openly talk about and share about our particular business and what it is that we really need to be working on our businesses. Next slide, please. So there's a lot of EO partners that we have, businesses that support EO and Catalyst, and they offer a lot of benefits to our Catalyst students. You're welcome to read through those. Just everything from printing to some of the consulting companies or the attorneys. They offer some discounted fees for questions that you might have. One of the things that we generally do at the end of every class is we have one of the partners come in at 4:30, and we do a little bit of interview about what they do and how they might be able to help you with your business. It's really a pretty productive part of what we do, because it puts small businesses in touch with some industry experts and gives you an opportunity to talk to them and ask them questions that you might not otherwise have the opportunity to talk to them about or ask them. Also, one of the really cool things is EO as an organization, we do a lot of learning events, and there are certain learning events that we open up to the Catalyst members to be able to come to as well. Samira, do you want to mention some of the events that we've had in the past that the EO members, the Catalyst members have been able to come and benefit from?
Sure. I mean, EO is kind of known for their WOW events, and they could be social events or learning events, but often we will invite Catalyst members. It's not, you don't come to every EO event, but quite a lot of them. And I will say, especially since March, I mean, all the events have gone virtual for now, and Catalyst has been invited to almost every event, which just, I think, meant the world to the Catalyst members. Going through a pandemic was something, that maybe wasn't covered in Catalyst before, but just the support that everybody was able to get from just immediate resources from our strategic alliance partners and other members. I mean, it made all the difference in the world. In fact, just from our EO renewals, we renew every summer. This was our highest renewal rate ever. 95% of all the members renewed, because I just don't think anybody wants to go through this alone. So I think just in general, you're just exposed to this whole community of, $250 million or over businesses. Plus, we have quite a community of past Catalyst members as well that we continue to support. So that, honestly, the options are endless, whether we're in person or virtual, you're going to be surrounded by a ton of support.
So the Catalyst qualifications: you must be a founder, co-founder, owner, or controlling shareholder of a company. And you also must gross between 250,000 and 1 million annually. There is no cap. If you're doing 10 or 20 million, you're welcome to join us in Catalyst. As far as being able to join EO, there is additional criteria that you would have to meet. I don't know off the top of my head what that criteria is, but we can absolutely give you more details about that. Also, there's no restriction. A lot of times we have a lot of like businesses in the class, but when it comes to the forum portion of the Catalyst program, we will separate like businesses. That way you're able to talk freely about your business. And again, it's up to you. It depends on what your comfort level is. I really like being in group discussions with other restaurant industry folks, because I learn a lot about some of their best practices or some of the challenges that they're facing. So it really is just depending on what your preferences are, but there is no restriction. A lot of times we have a lot of like businesses, and that actually is quite helpful.
Matt, one other thing I think we should talk about before we leave that slide. We began Catalyst with the 250 to $1 million range simply because we wanted people to have revenue and customers so they could actually participate actively in the class. We have a number of larger companies now over the last 5 years who are part of it. I think in the past few years, we've had companies as high as 25 million or so in the class in revenue. It's perfectly okay if you have more than $1 million in revenue. If you've not been through a program like this and you want to learn how to work on your business and not just in the business, this can be a fantastic avenue for you. So I point that out because, I think it's much more of the minimum of 250, but we would not have someone not participate if they had over $1 million of revenue. That's simply the only reason the $1 million is there is that's where people can actually join EO. So it became from that, but it's not a barrier to participating in Catalyst at all.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Great point. And so the question is, what if you already qualify for EO? You'll never go wrong with taking Catalyst. Like I said, I've been in EO for the past 5 years, and this will be my 5th time going through Catalyst. But after the classes are over in January and February, when we start making preparations to form into forums, you might have the opportunity to decide to go ahead and apply for EO. And then instead of being placed in one of the Catalyst forums, you would go ahead and be able to join one of the EO forums if you qualify and are approved by the board. And if you did that, then you would receive a $1,500 discount off of your EO membership dues. Like I said, if you do have the $1 million plus, depending on what industry you're in, you can apply for EO. Or one of the cool things too is we'll do a trailing 12. So if you're on a trajectory that in the past 12 months you're over $1 million, they will take that into consideration. But if your business is growing and you're not quite ready to join EO, we also have a bridge program. And what the bridge program is, it allows folks who have graduated from the Catalyst program to continue to be a part of the Catalyst forums. You would join a new Catalyst forum and continue to be able to work on your business with your forum mentor and your forum mates. So the application process, let's see, is that August 7th? Do you want to go through this, Samira?
Sure. And that first bullet, I guess, was pre-COVID, but if you do, want to connect with EO members, I would be happy to connect you if you just kind of want to understand their experience. And we've got quite a few on the call now who could, share their experience in going through Catalyst. But we do have to have all applications in by the 7th. And honestly, the sooner the better, because we've got a lot of planning to do. As we go through the applications, don't be surprised if we have a few questions. So if we give you a call, please respond. And then if you do decide to participate after we extend the invitation, you'll pay $3,000. It's an 18-month program, and we can break that into payments. We could do, half now and half in December. We may also be able to offer monthly through ACH withdrawals. So just keep that in mind. And we do have a few scholarships available if you really feel like you have to apply for that. We would welcome you to do so.
Thank you. So here are some of the cool facts. Last year's group saw an average of 139% growth and employed 100 more people. 41% of the past participants have been women. 21 of the participants have crossed the 21% of the participants crossed the $1 million mark and joined EO. And 100% of the participants said that they would recommend the Catalyst program to fellow entrepreneurs. So some important dates, the August 7th deadline. By August 11, you'll be notified with your invitation to participate if you're accepted into the class. August 19th is the first class. Hopefully we will meet in person. If not, we will meet virtually. February 17th is officially the last class. March 3rd, this is a very important date that you have to put on your calendar. It's mandatory forum training. You cannot participate in the forums if you do not take this training. It's a day-long training, but it teaches us how to participate in the forums. Normally we would do a little bit of a mock forum so you get a taste of it, but I'm not sure that we're set up for that today on this call. But generally your forum consists of about 6 or 7 other entrepreneurs from the class and 2 EO mentors who guide you through. And the way that the forum kind of works is you're going to learn how to offer someone feedback in a constructive way, and it's more about experience share. And you'll learn how to do that, and you'll learn how to be a good forum member in this mandatory forum training. The cool part about it is the training that I received for my forum has helped me be a better boss. It's helped me be a better parent and a better husband, because it's allowed me to communicate with people on a much better, deeper level. And then March 2022, Catalyst ends, and hopefully we'll have a very nice graduation ceremony somewhere. These are some of our EO Catalyst partners who will either come out and speak with us or who will offer us some kind of reward for taking the class.
Yeah, and I would just add here, don't dismiss this slide at all. These people really stepped up since March and just offered amazing content to kind of really help get our entrepreneurs through as far as we've gotten through this pandemic. And they're, really great experts, whether it's, how to complete a PPP form or, what to do about your employees or whatever. They are really good resources for you guys, and they're at your fingertips as a Catalyst member. We also have in-kind partners. These are folks that have agreed to support EO and Catalyst, whether it's, hotels or restaurants or the Entrepreneur Center, that type of thing. So I'm going to take it off screen share so I can kind of help facilitate and make sure we get all of the questions answered.
Yeah, I've been monitoring chat. A couple of questions come up I'd like to address. One of the questions from Bert is, can we do this in person instead of Zoom? Actually, we plan to do this in person. We have set up the room so that everyone can be distanced appropriately and do this in person, because I think it's a much more rewarding experience. It will be Zoom for people who are uncomfortable being there. But we are making accommodation even for EO members to participate via Zoom so that Catalyst participants can have the chairs in the room. The reason we might start virtually would be if the city required us to go back to some level 1, which we wouldn't control. But as long as we can have a 50% capacity in a room, we do plan to start at the EC. And we're doing these on Wednesday afternoons between 1:30 and 4:30. I don't know if you caught that in the slides, but trying to do it on an afternoon of the week so that you can have family time in the evenings and do the things you need to do. The schedule is fixed. If you have not seen the schedule already, Samira can share it with you. But we already have all the dates picked all the way through next February. So you can block them on your calendar and you won't have to wonder, well, when the hell are the classes? You can see them all there. And if for some reason you needed to participate in a particular class by Zoom because you were traveling and just couldn't be in town that day, that's perfectly okay. We just need to know in advance so that we can make sure we can accommodate you, since this is not a publicly broadcast, but a privately closed session. Okay, so those were some of the questions that came up on chat I thought I would cover for you.
Perfect. And Mark, I believe you said you had 2 questions.
Yes, I was just going to ask verbally. One thing is a non-traditional business model that's maybe not as in line with, a more developed model, but still meeting the criteria. Is that a not as good fit for this, or is it is it kind of irrelevant and everything applies?
Mark, every business model should be non-traditional if they're really going to go get a good customer. If you look like everybody else's cookie cutter, you're boring as hell. And everyone is trying to infuse new styles of business models into traditional businesses. Even traditional retail is having to figure out how to do bricks and click if they want to survive, which is a completely different business model than traditional retail. So I love having non-traditional models in the room because it gets everybody else thinking a little differently about where they started their business. Often you start with what you know, and it wouldn't be that you wouldn't have done something else. You just didn't know there were other alternatives. So one of the business models classes we'll look at is all the different ways business models can be applied to businesses and how they can improve margin and change your trajectory with small adjustments in how you do your business. So, Mark, I think it's absolutely awesome if you can bring something a little avant-garde to the class.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. Thank you very much. My other question quickly was, if granted, I'm sure personally our understandings and visions would change pretty dramatically throughout the class. But if your plan is not to scale and exit, scale and sell, then is that not a great fit? If you plan to remain in your business in some capacity or in a large capacity, is that kind of antithetical?
No. In fact, most of our businesses are not exit businesses. Only about 20-25% are going to be exit businesses. The key learnings are how to build margin in your business, how to be more efficient with your time and leading your business, how you can scale to any degree you choose to scale. There are many lifestyle businesses that are great at scaling, but it's a choice you're going to make of whether you want to or not. My objective is to teach you all the principles that would allow you to scale at the time you choose to, because there may come a day when you want a family member or someone to join you, and then the business needs to be twice the size it is to support everybody. And at that point, we call that scale. And it's good to know what you're planning to do to get there. Whether you plan to exit to selling the company or not is really a very deeply personal question that may be years into the future. I just want you to create something that is so valuable that if you wanted to sell it, there might be a buyer for it. Okay?
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. That answers my question.
Sure, of course.
Any other questions? No, we have some. Don't be shy.
I also put my mobile and my personal email on the chat. If you think of a question and you're not comfortable in the forum group here asking, or you think of it later and you want to ask, just do a screenshot of the chat where it's got my email and phone number, and feel free to reach out. I'm happy to take your individual questions.
It's very kind of you, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to ask one more thing. You know, you touched on this, but if, you know, if we personally feel like remote or virtual participation is essential for us for a number of reasons, is that going to be a rub if, you know, 90% of people are coming in physically and there's several of us who are virtual for some reason?
I don't think it's going to be an issue at all, because we will have a large number of EO members who plan to do this virtually anyway. We typically in years past would accommodate 15 or 20 EO members in the back of the room. We can't do that because of social distancing. I expect we'll have just as many or more want to participate, and all of them are required to participate virtually, so that the class seats can be for Catalyst members. So we're going to have a crowd of folks on virtual regardless, and it's easy for us to add you. We just need to know you're planning to add that day, because we use passwords and all to make sure we don't get Zoom hacked and this isn't widely spread, and maintain the proper confidentiality and so on. So, but it's no problem if you need, whether it's several classes or one in particular, or whatever you need to do, Mark, that's perfectly okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much again.
Sure, of course. I mean, I've been doing my graduate school at Vanderbilt via Zoom since March 1. We are starting back this fall, and we are accommodating both. So every classroom is both Zoom and live, and just because of a combination of students who may not feel safe being in the room, and our social distancing. So I expect we'll do that same model here. Okay, we did make sure the class was large enough we could accommodate anyone participating in Zoom in person. I mean, Catalyst in person if they wanted to, but I don't expect the EO members will be in person.
Yeah. I did just kind of want to just recap the general schedule over the 18-month period, just to make sure everybody's kind of clear. So, you know, classes start in August, and for the class schedule, just go to eocatalyst.com and click on classes. But, you know, immediately you'll start being included in different learning events and such for EO. And then around October, we will find you a mentor, and we'll do a little match and get you on your way with that while the classes are still happening. Then in March, you know, well, actually February, the classes end, and then in March, you're trained for forum. And you will stay with that forum and meet once a month for, it's usually around 4 hours. And you'll stick with that forum for the remaining 12 months. And those forum groups are moderated by EO members. So it's highly structured, highly moderated, very confidential experience sharing. And the way the Catalyst forums are set up is everybody presents every time. So you're able to really work through a lot of challenges over that 12-month period. So then after the forum is done, after that 18-month period, if you are, you know, eligible for EO, you go ahead and join. If you're not, but you're on a really strong trajectory and you do want to join EO ultimately, then we put you in the Bridge program if you're interested in that. Any questions kind of about that schedule or anything else? We've got 5 more minutes.
You mentioned that, like, I think you said 1 hour and 15 or some number like that was the teaching portion, but did you say that the classes were Wednesday 3:30 to 4:30?
No, let me clarify. The classes are 1:30 to 4:30.
1:30 to 4:30. Okay.
Yeah, there's an hour 15 to an hour and a half up front. There's a breakout session, and then there's another set of teaching for another hour on the backside that's sandwiched. What we do is we provide you a window of time in between to practice the tools you're learning that day so that you can try firsthand how this feels. Then we come back together and review exactly how you use that in your business, because I want to make sure you leave knowing exactly how you might use a tool, whether you're trying to identify key stakeholders, if you're trying to really understand the target market messaging you're trying to do, if you're trying to assess on a 9-box rubric your key players in your business and who's the highest contributors, whatever you're trying to do on a business model, and we're looking at a tool around that. I want you to have a window of time to try that at a table while I'm in the room. So I can come over and help you and guide you through it, come back together and finish the learning about that. So when you leave the building, you feel completely equipped to do what you need to do. Okay? So there's actually about 2.5 hours of education and 45 minutes of practice, but it's sandwiched on the bookends with some practice time in the middle, just so everybody gets comfortable with the tool. Okay? It also lets me as the instructor walk around and see, am I communicating well, and are you absorbing everything, or am I just not getting the message across, so that I can do a better job.
And I do just want to add, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Michael and Matt, but they are extraordinary. I mean, I'm a little biased, I get that, but there's nothing like this in town or anything I've seen in the world. And just to be clear, this is an EO Nashville program that we created here because of our unique circumstance of having Michael and the Entrepreneur Center and, you know, a super strong EO chapter with people who want to give back and help pull you guys up to, you know, the success that they've enjoyed. So this is a unique program. It's a unique time, obviously. And it's, to me, there's just nothing like it. I mean, Michael's not only an amazing teacher, but he's an entrepreneur. It's not like he's just teaching, you know, out of a book. He has scar tissue for days, and he's just a very well-respected entrepreneur in town. And Matt, Lord have mercy, the scar tissue he's gotten over just the past 4 months is ridiculous. So, but he loves this program, and he is so passionate about it. He's trying to reopen 3 restaurants that were hit by a tornado, but he's here for y'all because he is slightly obsessed with Catalyst, truthfully. He's just extremely passionate about it, and y'all are lucky to kind of have access to these guys. Just wanted to.
People ask me all the time, how do I get the most out of this program? That is the number one question I get from the participants, is how do I get the most out of this program? And my answer has been the same since day one. You do the work. You utilize the tools. And I think that's the most interesting thing about it is, and we hear the words work on your business versus working in your business. And I know a lot of us, you know, when we're growing our business, we have to work in the business. And a lot of times, you know, if you're the plumber, you started the business because you're a good plumber. And then all of a sudden you're such a good plumber, your business begins to grow and you begin to hire more people. And now you're not sure how to grow the business and run a business, and it's become almost unmanageable for you. These are tools that help you work on your business. And for me in particularly, not having the tools and not using the tools forced me to just kind of have to be there all the time, making everything happen. But it's almost like the ingredients in baking a cake. You know, you can leave an ingredient out, but you might not get the same result. So what the tools are is there are a whole bunch of ingredients or ways of helping you manage the ingredients so that you can make sure that you're putting in the right proportion of everything to help you grow your business, to help you run your business, to help you manage your business. And the cool part about it is what we're doing is a lot of times we judge the information that we put into the tool as opposed to understanding how the tool works. And the cool part about helping each other learn is you get to see other people's business model. You get to see other people use their stakeholder analysis and see how it operates without having to judge all the information that's in it. It's very, very powerful to watch other people take the information and utilize it in their business. It's very inspiring, and that's why I keep doing it.
Very good. Well, we are out of time. So grateful that all of y'all joined us, and I am available anytime for questions. I'm sure Michael sharing his information is kind of a big deal, so you might want to take advantage of that if you have any questions. But I will follow up with you guys and email a brochure since I can't give it to you in person. And then just be sure and go ahead and apply if you're interested so we can get our numbers straight and plan accordingly for an amazing class. This is Catalyst 10, by the way. How cool is that? So thank you for being with us. Look forward to talking soon.
Good to be with you all. Look forward to having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Michael.
Bye-bye.